Abena was born with a secret so scandalous it left her parents in shock and terror. Abena was born into a night filled with the roar of thunder and relentless rainfall. A night as tumultuous as the secret that would follow her for life. Inside a dimly lit hut, flickering shadows danced on the mud walls as her mother, Afia, screamed in labor. Kofi, her father, hovered anxiously at the door, drenched in the rain, waiting. The midwife, an elderly woman with sharp eyes, muttered prayers under her breath. As Afia's final push brought their child into the world, the midwife gasped, stepping back, her hands trembling. "What is this?" she whispered. Kofi rushed in, his heart pounding, only to be met with the sight of his newborn daughter, Abena, with both male and female organs, an unthinkable taboo in a tightly knit community. His blood ran cold. The room felt suffocating as panic settled in. Kofi, desperate and fearful, grabbed the midwife's arm. "No one must know," he begged, his voice hoarse. "I will give you land. Just keep this secret." The midwife, her face etched with shock, nodded silently. Outside, the storm raged on, mirroring the chaos in Kofi's heart. The next morning, the sun shone brightly over the village, but inside their home, darkness lingered. Kofi's mother, Nana Akua, arrived with jubilant songs, her vibrant kente cloth swaying as she danced toward the house. The sound of her voice filled the air as she praised the gods for a healthy grandchild. But her joy quickly turned to horror when she lifted the blanket and saw Abena's body. Her eyes widened in disbelief, her voice trembling. "This cannot be!" Nana Aqua clutched her chest, stumbling backward. "If the village elders find out, they'll demand a sacrifice to appease the gods." Kofi's heart pounded in his chest, the weight of his mother's words sinking in. The once warm, welcoming home now felt like a cage. The family was trapped by the secret, suffocated by fear of what the villagers might do if the truth were revealed. As Abena grew, the burden of secrecy loomed over her like a dark cloud. She was a bright, curious child, always running barefoot through the village, her laughter echoing in the air. But even in those moments of joy, danger lurked. One fateful day, while playing football with the village boys under the scorching sun, Abena tripped and fell. The world seemed to slow as she lay on the ground, her secret exposed. The other children gathered around her, eyes wide with shock. "Abena is a man," one boy shouted, his voice slicing through the hot air. The taunts began instantly. "Abena, the man!" they jeered, pointing and laughing, their voices cruel and unforgiving. Tears welled in Abena's eyes as she struggled to her feet, her chest tight with fear and shame. She ran home, the dirt kicking up behind her as her vision blurred from tears. The sun blazed down mercilessly, but she felt cold, as if the whole world had turned against her. When she burst into her family's hut, Afia was there, sweeping the floor. Abena collapsed into her mother's arms, trembling. "Mama," she sobbed, "there's blood. Blood coming out of me." Afia's eyes widened and she knelt, her hands gentle as she examined her daughter. Relief and fear mingled in her eyes. "This is your first period, my dear," Afia whispered, her voice soft. "The gods have shown us that you are a woman," but the words did little to comfort Abena. The truth weighed heavy on her chest. She was different, too different, and the world outside was cruel. Why did it have to be me? Abena asked, her voice small, broken. Afia's heart broke for her daughter, but she held her close, whispering words of comfort and strength, her warm hands cradling Abena's tear-streaked face. In school, the whispers followed her like a shadow. The sunlit classroom felt oppressive as her classmates exchanged mocking glances. Abena, the freak, they muttered under their breath. She could feel the heat of the stairs as she sat in her chair, back stiff, heart racing. One day, with the noon sun pouring through the windows, Abena could no longer stand the whispers. She stood up, her voice ringing clear and strong across the room. Yes, I was born different. I have both male and female organs, and I am proud of who I am. The classroom fell into a stunned silence, the air thick with shock. As Abena grew into a stunning young woman, her beauty couldn't escape the villagers' notice, but neither could the rumors. Under the cool shade of a coconut tree, Kwabena, the man she loved, sat with his friend Yor. "Are you sure about Abena?" Yor asked, his eyes narrowing. "They say she's not all woman." Kwabena's face tightened, a mix of confusion and fear in his eyes. The golden light of dusk bathed the village in warmth, but Kwabena's heart felt cold. That night, under the pale glow of the moon, Kwabena found Abena by the riverbank, her reflection shimmering in the water. "Is it true?" he asked, his voice barely above a whisper. "Are you both?" Abena's heart sank, the calm night air turning heavy around her. She nodded slowly, her dark eyes meeting his. "Yes," she said softly, "but I'm still the woman who loves you." Kwabena stood silent, torn between love and fear. The village's judgment weighed on him, but Abena's bravery moved him. He walked away that night, leaving her alone by the river, her heart breaking with the sound of his retreating footsteps echoing in the stillness of the night. But Kwabena couldn't stay away for long. The love that burned in his heart was stronger than the rumors. Days later, under the radiant light of a full moon, Kwabena stood before Abena's family, his face filled with determination. "I've come to ask for Abena's hand in marriage," he announced, his voice steady and resolute. The family exchanged astonished glances, the flicker of oil lamps casting long shadows on the walls. Their engagement sparked yet another wave of scandal, rippling through the village like wildfire. Gossipers gathered under the mango trees, their voices hushed but filled with suspicion. "She'll never bear children," they whispered. "Kwabena must be cursed." But love, like the mighty river, was unstoppable. Abena and Kwabena stood tall in the face of judgment, their hands intertwined, ready to take on the world. But there was one more twist. In a sterile, cold hospital room in Accra, the doctor delivered shocking news. Abena was pregnant. The sterile fluorescent lights flickered above, casting a sharp clinical glow over the scene. "It's not uncommon," the doctor said, his voice soft but firm. Abena's heart raced as her hand instinctively reached for Kwabena's. Pregnant? It seemed impossible. Yet here she was, facing another impossible truth. Months later, in the warmth of their village home, Abena cradled her newborn twins, a boy and a girl. The sunlight streamed through the window, illuminating their soft, delicate faces. The village buzzed with awe and disbelief. The twins, Kwame and Aqua, were living miracles, symbols of love's triumph over adversity. The whispers still followed Abena, but they grew quieter as the villagers saw her for what she truly was, a woman of strength, love, and undeniable courage. One day, as the golden sunset bathed the village in its warm embrace, a desperate woman named AC appeared at Abena's door, clutching a newborn. Her eyes were red and swollen from tears. "They threw me out," she sobbed. "They said my baby is cursed, just like they said of you." Abena, her heart full of compassion, welcomed the woman into her home, the soft glow of the evening casting a peaceful light around them. "You are not cursed," Abena whispered as she wrapped her arms around Isi. "You are not alone. Together, we will rise." In that moment, under the endless African sky, Abena knew her journey was far from over. She had become a beacon of hope for all those born into the same stormy night, a symbol of love's power to transcend scandal, judgment, and fear. And in her heart, she found peace. The village may whisper, but Abena's voice, the voice of love, courage, and strength, echoed louder. The moral of Abena's journey: embrace who you are, no matter how scandalous the world may find it. Love yourself, and let that love be the force that carries you through the storm. The village may whisper, but it is love that shouts the loudest. The story highlights the importance of compassion, community support, resilience, and self-acceptance. It emphasizes the strength found in helping others and the power of love and understanding in overcoming life's difficulties. Thank you for joining us on this powerful journey of Abena's secret. If Abena's courage and resilience moved you, don't forget to show your support. Like this video to let us know you enjoyed the story, comment below to share your thoughts or any lessons you took away, and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss more inspiring stories like this. Let's spread love, understanding, and courage together. Thank you, and stay blessed.